Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. And since we've no place to go, gonna throw some tarot. Gonna throw some tarot. Gonna throw some tarot. Cha! Hi everyone, this is the December of 2024 edition of the monthly psychic tarot readings for all signs, the last one of the year. The decks that we're going to use this month are the Rock and Roll Tarot deck, as always. The guest deck is going to be the Wandering Star Tarot, and we're going to pull cards from the Beast Mistress Animal Oracle cards, and we're going to do lots of love, lots of answers, and lots of proverbs. So there's so much to talk about. Happy birthday to all the Sagittarius and early Capricorns. Happy birthday this month. Wish all happy holidays. First we're going to take a look at some of the overview of the astrology, and then we're going to go sign by sign with the tarot cards and oracle cards. Okay, we're starting out the first. Some people it'll be November 30th, but for most I think it's December 1st. New moon in Sagittarius, 9 degrees 33 of Sagittarius. Set your intentions. This is the new moon. The 15th, we've got the full moon in Gemini, and the same day, Mercury goes direct after it's been retrograde for a few weeks. So Mercury also is the ruler of Gemini, so this is going to be kind of a big turning point. And then, of course, we have the 21st, we have the solstice. Winter solstice in the north, and summer solstice in the southern hemispheres. And it is a turning point. It is a change of season. It's a big turn, a change of events for everybody. And this month, well, depending on where your first new moon was, where you were located, but for most there's going to be a second, like a new blue moon, I guess. On the 30th, we're going to have a new moon in Capricorn, 9 degrees 44 of Capricorn. I want to, again, wish everybody a happy birthday who has birthdays this month. Don't forget, this is your last chance to get in on the year ahead readings. This is I offer this once a year. It's the most popular reading of the year. It goes into astrology, it goes into tarot cards, so there's a lot there. It's a great value. I've never raised the price in 11 years of doing them. Always the most popular reading. I want to wish everybody a happy new year, and if you like this format with the weekly, I do it on a weekly basis over on Patreon, so you can check it out over there. Just a quick note before we dive into the sign-by-sign readings that if you want to get a hold of me for whether it's for a reading or anything else, you must go to my website, vickieverlie.com, and do not be fooled by imposters. You're watching the Rock and Roll Prophetess on YouTube. I'd love it if you hit the subscribe button. If you're doing your holiday shopping, I have all kinds of different things you can find on my website. For instance, the different decks that we're using today and the lots of love. You can find those over on the Game Crafter. And I'm also author of several books, including coloring books, a book on tarot, and even 3 channeled books from higher dimensional beings. So you can find those over on Amazon. So check it out if you're interested. Without further ado, let's get right into your readings. We're going to go sign by sign, starting with the sign of Aries. Well, Aries, you know, you are one of these cardinal signs, and the cardinal signs, whenever the sun moves into one of the cardinal signs, that's when we have our big ingresses or change of season. So even though this ingress is in the sign of Capricorn, you know, you're going to feel it as well because you are a cardinal. Well, everybody will feel it, but you will feel it maybe a little bit stronger because you are also one of the cardinal signs. Let's get our first 3 cards for our Aries for the month of December of 2024. First card out is Justice, followed by 7 of Swords, followed by the Lovers. Okay. Next, we're going to pull 3 cards from the Wandering Star Tarot. We get a shuffle going. Oh, this one wanted to just come right out. I didn't even do the shuffle at all. It's the Hermit. Is that only 1 card? Yeah, it's really thick cardstock. It's hard to tell sometimes. Okay, we're going to do 2 more cards for our Aries friends. These cards are just wanting to flip all over. I'm having a hard time holding on to them. Temperance, and then we'll just take the top card for the last one. The King of Swords. I would say I know this guy. He looks just like this guy I know. It's biker too. Anyways, wow. Well, Justice, you know, we've got this card of the Seven of Swords is here, you know. So Seven of Swords does talk about, how are we going to move this to make it better? There we go. The Seven of Swords does talk about, you know, something being taken away from you unfairly, or you feel cheated or whatever. Some of you may be taking legal action because of this. You know, you may be going to court. Some of you, it could be like even a divorce or something is final. But whatever it is, it's going to be over and done with. You can be done. And if it is, this could be an attorney too. If there's actual legal matters involved, this could be an attorney. But whatever it is, it's going to be over and done with. And you're moving on to greener pastures. You're moving on to happier times. I'm going to try to turn this one more time to get it a little bit better. There, that's better, right? There, how's that? Okay. Yeah, you're moving on to happier times, greener pastures, love in your life, whether it's on the level of romance or just family love, that type of thing. You got major arcanas down here. 4 of the 6 cards are major arcana. So there are higher forces at work, which is also shows up here in the form of the Temperance. Your angels, you're co-creating with your angels and guides. Go into meditation, find that deeper space, try to connect with your higher source, because they are leading you towards resolving this. Now, this could also be karmatic justice for sure. It could be a little of both. It could be legal justice, but also like karmatic justice. End of a karmic cycle, the guides are saying. King of Swords is here now. This person aligns with the lover, so this could be your lover for some. And that person may be, whether no gender, it could be anybody, so it might be an air sign, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, or it could also be a lawyer or legal thing when it shows up with justice. Either way, also very positive. It feels like the universe is conspiring in your favor or working with you to bring this person into your life. There is a strong emotional bond as well, whether they are an attorney, because with the Hermit too, it could be the wise advice of an attorney. That can be an attorney. Justice could be legal things. But there's more to it than this. And you have to remember, on the the Temperance card, rather, there are 2 cups here. So there is this element of these 2 energies, this you know, love transforming back and forth, whether it's through you and a partner, or you even and a child, or even a pet, or communing with your spirit guides and angels. Okay, now let's go ahead and get your animal totem for the month of December of 2024, last read of the year. Don't forget, Aries, if you want to get in on that year ahead, you got the end of this month. The ant energy. The ant energy is all about working really hard, striving for something, being part of a team. So you don't try to go it alone. A lot of times, Aries, you're the independent one and you want to forge your own path and go out there alone. This is not going it alone. This is working with other people, having, you know, relationships of whatever's type. And then this tribal, the ant is being part of a team, part of the tribe. Ant, working tirelessly for the good of all, connecting with community and knowing our place in it. You can move mountains and make miracles happen. Wow, that's really great. Yeah, it does have this feeling of kind of going over this big hump, you know, getting past whatever this was, getting past it, and then you're on to the next chapter. And that's, you know, that's your jam all day long, Aries. You are always on to the next chapter because you are that trailblazer and you are that initiator. Okay, let me go ahead and get your lots. We're going to do the lots of love, first of all. Fun. Go out and have some fun. Well, you guys usually are fun. My guide just said more fun than a barrel of monkeys. That's an old-timey thing. Remember that game, Barrel of Monkeys? Some of you will remember these monkeys, and they have the curly arms, and you'd have to reach in and try to get them out. Almost like it was before, it was the prehistoric claw machine. It was this little plastic thing that we could have in our, like a kid's toy. Okay. Next for Aries, we've got definitely. So that's always a good sign. Definitely, and align with the Temperance. Love that. Next, we're going to get the lots of answer, or lots of proverb, I should say. I'm trying to grab just one. There we go. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. Yeah, and I feel like it's really a lot more about reaching out to other people, especially during this holiday season. You know, we don't say this about Aries that much, but sometimes you can kind of be a lone wolf. You just want to, you don't want to wait around for anybody else. You want to get down and get her done and, you know, be off on your way. And this is a time for connection, communing. asking for help when needed, being part of the tribe, being part of the team, and getting past, overcoming some of these, maybe these big obstacles that you have been facing. Whether they are actually legal for some, but I think for a lot of people it is just this karmic stuff. I mean, after all, we have been having the eclipses in your sign for the last couple of years. There will be one more eclipse in your sign in the spring, and but then you're done for several years. And that's something, also that we could definitely talk about, and we will definitely look at in if you wanted to get the year ahead reading. Okay, I'm just turning off my simmer pot. If you heard that little bubbling over there, I had a simmer pot going, and it was making some bubbly noises, so we're going to turn it off for now. And then next, we're going to move on to the sign of Taurus. One of those cards just fell on the ground. It was from the last reading, but I'll show it to you, the Hermit, but we're not going to use it in the spread. It fell on the ground because I was just trying to get these things out of here. Okay, Taurus. Well, let's see what's going on for you. Well, new moon and Sag, air and fire energy on the new and full moons, but the solstice energy, when the sun moves into Capricorn, that's definitely very good vibes for you. That's right up your alley. That's making a beautiful trine to your energy. And, instead of the Pluto going through and ripping things all to pieces, you have the beautiful sun energy going through Capricorn, making those trines to your planets. We've got news coming, Page of Swords, news coming in the time of air, probably that full moon in Gemini. Four of Cups, some sort of offer, and then Three of Pentacles, working on something, or maybe school for some people. Let me see, these cards are they're good quality, but they're very hard. They're so thick, it's kind of hard to get this kind of a shuffle going here. There we go, let's see. Do a couple more shuffles for our Taurus friends for the month of December of 2024. Last read of the year. Last monthly read of the year. We have the King of Swords. He was in the last reading. He came out in the cut. Four of Swords. Got Swords energy. And Three of Swords. Well, some of you have been through some kind of a heartache kind of a situation here. It certainly looks like it. Isn't this interesting? We got 3, 4, 3, 4. And these aren't the same suit. It's Pentacles and Cups, but still there's something about this 3, 4. So things are moving forward. 3 and 4, these are the lower numbers. These are not the, the end result. This isn't the end of the road. This isn't the end of the whole thing. It's just for moving further along on your path, and the lessons and the trials and tribulations that come about it. But, you do have news coming here. It feels like a solution, a news coming maybe around that 15th when we have that full moon in Gemini, because this is air energy after all. We also have air energy showing up here in the King of Swords. So it could be an air sign person, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, or again, something around that full moon. This feels like you've already been through whatever this was, the grief. You've gone through the grief and the sorrow, and now you've had your healing time. Perhaps you've had your healing time while the Mercury was retrograding. And then on the 15th, not only is it that full moon in Gemini, but that's that Mercury going direct. And that's what very close to this energy also. A solution is being offered here. A solution, a new path is opening. So whatever was left behind, or whatever the old thing was that was hurtful, or whatever the case, there's something new on the horizon. There's something new being offered. And for you to start building again, okay? You're building again. You've been through quite a bit too with Uranus in your sign, and also that Pluto was trining Uranus in your sign. So Tauruses have really had some, probably some pretty big shakeups too themselves, where they've been kind of pried loose or torn loose. Got loose, foot loose, pick up your Sunday shoes. Yeah, got it cut loose, and you're not. Tauruses are a lot of things, but cutting loose isn't necessarily. You're not known for cutting loose, but maybe cutting loose, but this feels more like cutting loose from this pain and embracing the next chapter, embracing what's next, because Uranus is always wanting to bring you into the future. Uranus is a planet of change and sudden excitement that's been in your sign for so long. It's going to be moving out next year, be moving into Gemini. That's something we would look at in the year ahead reading, but and with the help of others, with the help of this King of Swords. Sometimes that person can be a legal person, but in this case it feels more like that they are helping. For some it could be the therapist, maybe talk therapy with this air sign energy. But for others, I feel like it's just, somebody that you're ready to, get back on that horse again. That's what my guys are saying. Let's get your animal totem, Taurus, and see what it shows for that for you for the upcoming month of December of 2024 for Taurus. I have only one card here. I do dog. Yeah, dog is all about finding your pack too. And dog is about loyalty. So if this kind of hurt or whatever's happened here, listen to that. Hear that sirens? So some of you might be feeling like I'm in an emergency state here. This feels like that's shifting and a lot of things are calming down, okay? And the dog is not only, again, finding your tribe, but it's that loyalty thing. So if you felt like somebody was not loyal to you and there was a betrayal and that you were, stabbed in the heart in some way, you've had your healing. Don't let it become recovery rest, Don't let it become embedded in you necessarily, because the next chapter is starting and it's opening doors for new people, starting with this King of Swords. But let's read what I wrote initially for this dog energy. Loyal companion, protector, ally. Immense capacity for unconditional love. That's the vibe I'm getting off of him. They, whoever. Immense capacity for unconditional love. I feel like this person is going to be very nurturing and healing for you. Service to the pack, group incarnation. To have friends, you must be a friend. Yeah. So you don't want to, nobody wants to be, I know maybe you've been through something, but nobody wants to be around Debbie Downer all the time, And it's not always about every time you go somewhere, you're just dumping on people. Tauruses aren't really that way, but, try to pull yourself up by your bootstraps. If you need help, ask for it. But, there's an exchange of energy. There's more, not being so isolated and drowning in your sorrows, more being outward and, having this exchange of energy with others. Okay, let's get the animal, no, this is the growth, the lots of love, growth. Yeah, you've grown. Whatever this was, you've grown from it. You've grown and you've changed and you've healed. And now you're ready to come out again, face the world again with new eyes, fresh perspective, a brand new outlook. Yeah, because that's another thing that Uranus will do for you. Everybody's like, oh, Uranus, it's going to shake up your whole life. Yeah, it might. But it might also bring you fresh perspectives. Okay, let's see here. It says never. So if you're holding on to something from the past, it's really time to let it go. That's another thing that you can really work with and use that Uranian energy. Uranus does not want to be held down by anything. It's the planet of freedom and being freed from any heaviness. And then finally, we have, it's never too late to be who you might have been. Yeah, this is so great. I think this is a perfect final lot for your sign there, Taurus, because, yeah, there's opportunities to be who you want to be. Maybe if you stayed in this situation, whether it was a relationship or a bad job or whatever it was, you would have never opened the door to other possibilities, And it's not too late. You can reinvent yourself. With Uranus still in your sign until, what, June? And it's going to be bopping back in next year, too. But I think it's June that it goes in. I have all my year ahead notes over here. I should probably pull these out. But I believe it's June. Might as well just pull the whole thing out, right? Yeah. Actually, it's July. So in July, I'm going to keep this out and keep the eclipses out for 25 for this reading, because we're just turning the corner right into 25. But I have all these notes down for my year ahead stuff there. But anyways, yeah. So in July, Uranus leaves your sign, at least for a while. I think it goes back in November. Yeah, it goes back in November. But you're going to experience, you'll probably, this year coming up, you can really, this is the end of the Uranian transit. That's been a few years. I'm not sure exactly how many years. Did I write that on the back? Yeah, I didn't. I wrote it on one of these cards. I'm not going to keep fishing through it, but it's several years, okay? It's been in there a few years at least. I'm thinking 7 or 8 years, but don't quote me on that. But, Uranus has been rocking the boat for you for a while. Let's just put it that way, okay? And now you may get that gift as it's coming into its last day in your sign. You may see that gift. It may show itself. It's going to require some letting go of the past, and require some being free from other bondage, bondage from the past and so on. But It's opening up new doors. It's taking you higher to the next level, and your pack is going to be there. Your group incarnation, your tribe, you know, the dog is all about that tribal energy. All right, well, thanks for tuning in, Taurus. Don't forget to check your rising and moon, and I have readings over on Patreon by the week. If you want to get in on that year ahead reading, this is absolutely the last couple of weeks to get in on it, and it won't be available again until next year. So check it out if you're interested. By the way, only at vickieverlie.com. Don't listen to any social media messages crap. That's just not me, okay? They're liars. All right, next we're going to move on to the sign of Gemini. Well, Gemini, let me get a quick drink of water. This is going to be your full moon this month on the 15th. So you get one new moon and you get one full moon every year. And this is your full moon. And not only that, on the same day, the 15th, your ruling planet of Mercury is going direct after retrograde. So this is a big time for you. Look at that. Success, culmination, seeing things through, seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, becoming aware of things moving forward. You know, just very, very positive time. Usually this isn't really, well, I guess you always have a Gemini full moon in December or in Sag time, but it just feels like it's not usually your season necessarily, but boy, this year it's really, mid-month is going to be so much energy around you and so much positive vibes around you. So, you know, take advantage of that. Okay, let's see here. We've got, for the bottom row, we've got the Page of Pentacles, followed by the Ace of Pentacles, and then last we have the Ten of Swords. Ooh, dun, 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 dun. Well, it's such a dichotomy, honestly, because you've got the beautiful energy of the Three of Rods, your ships are coming in, and the beautiful energy of the Wish card. So, I mean, the Wish card is, you know, one of the best cards in the deck, obviously, and it just means your wish is coming true. And generally speaking, it means like whatever you were, you know, kind of thinking about when you try to tune into this reading, you know, let me see if they says anything about this or that. This is it. It's a big yes for you on that front. But the bottom row tells a different story. So again, you might be going through some healing too. If you've had some kind of big financial setback, because it sure is surrounded by money cards, isn't it? You got the Ten of Swords here, but on the other one side you've got the Ace of Pentacles, and then you've got the Two of Pentacles. So there could be some. There seems like you're coming back from it, or if you lost out on something, or didn't get that raise or that year-end bonus, whatever it was, you know. This is it's a new beginning, and money is coming, and news is coming in a time of Capricorn, perhaps. So that's going to be after the solstice. So all is not lost on that front. As a matter of fact, it's not lost at all with this Three of Rods. Your ship is coming in. There may be something that you're going to have to change up in the new year. That's what I'm kind of feeling like. Rearranging things, making a new plan. After the 15th, after, you know, Mercury goes direct and after your full moon, you may get that big aha moment or whatever. I'm hearing that, you know, screw me once, shame on you, screw me twice, shame on me. So if somebody did you wrong, then you're just not going to deal with them in the new year. It's pretty, you know, pretty basic, pretty simple as that. So this is the energy that we're working with and we're dealing with. Ten of Swords is, you know, usually kind of pretty drastic, but everything else in this reading is so positive, especially that Wish card. Three of Rods, your ship is coming in. So something that you've been setting your sights on, it's going to arrive. It may not be in the package that you thought it would be. And usually, you know, Geminis, usually you're pretty versatile. You're not one to be necessarily all bogged down by one particular thing or get too fixed or too set on any one particular thing. I'm trying to arrange my snowflakes. I was looking up in the camera. I could arrange them a little better so they look pretty. Anyway, so yeah, don't be despair. Don't be despair. Don't be sad, 'cause 2 out of 3 ain't bad. So you got 2 and a 3. So maybe you're going to get 2 out of 3. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. That's true. That's a true statement. Let's jump over and see. Don't be sad, 'cause 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Baby, we could go all night, but that ain't getting us nowhere. What we got here? Oh, 2. I'm going to give you them both. Okay. We got the Firefly, which is awesome, and the Seagull. Well, the Firefly is about finding the path that's exactly right for you. Because I didn't know till I was creating this deck and I researched that Fireflies each have their own. We just think that it's just random light sparkling from our perspective, but in firefly or lightning bug language, it's a code. It's like a code that they send so they can attract exactly the right person. Each one, I'd speak about it and I'll read it in a minute. But so something fell through. It wasn't the exact right thing for you. It just wasn't. The right thing for you is definitely showing up. And then the seagull is about straddling two worlds. Really 3 worlds, but they're shorebirds, so they're in the tween time. They're between the land and the water, between the earth, the 3D reality, and the subconscious mind or the higher realms. So they're don't be you're good at that actually, Gemini. You are the dual sign. Your symbol is even a Roman numeral 2, and you're the sign of the twins. So you're good at doing these 2 different things, or splitting your mind or splitting your time, kind of in 2 different ways. So you're good at that. You can do that. So don't get bogged down by this. Okay, first firefly. Fairy lights sparkling in the twilight sky. Each array a unique signature. Yeah, the call of a soulmate. Your individual waveform attracts a vibrational match. Yeah, so watch your vibes. Watch your energy. You're usually pretty up anyway. Geminis aren't prone to a lot of depression unless you have heavy Cancer energy or something. But seagull. Joyous seafarer calling from the sky, edging on this world and another, coming from a higher perspective, riding the currents of life. Yeah, you just got to ride it out. Riding the storm out. Wow, 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 wow. Riding the storm out. All right, let's get you lots of love for our Gemini friends. Engaged. Oh, so maybe you heard your ex got engaged. For somebody, that could be what this is all about. But that just move on. It wasn't for you. By the way, all these tools that I have here are all available too through my website and everything. So you can check that out if you're interested. Next, we're going to do the lots of answers. This unlikely. Yeah, some of you got to move on. Okay, it might not be financial. It might be romantically, or even from a job. So somebody you're dealing with is otherwise engaged. You might find out about it on the full moon. It might come to your attention. And then you can just soar, fly on. Make love, not war. Yeah, there's no sense in fighting any of this. It's resistance is futile, they're saying. And I know I'm kind of spending a little bit more time on that energy because Ten of Swords is pretty major, but if you look at the spread, the Wish card, the 3 of Rods, there's a lot of positive energy to embrace. So just be prepared. You might find out that somebody's, you're unhappy with somebody, or they did something that you're unhappy with. It might even be on the new moon of Sagittarius, because honestly, that's your opposite sign. That's your house of partnerships. If you're Gemini rising, but even if you're not Gemini rising, here's Gemini, and Sagittarius is exactly the other side of it. It's your partner sign over there. So whatever the case, focus on the merriment here. Your wish is coming true. Money's moving forward. You're starting, have to start from scratch or start over, but it's going to lead to big things with this 3. You got 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Things are moving, this new beginning, things are moving forward, and you're not going to be stalled in that way. All right, hey Gemini, well, thanks so much for tuning in. It was great to see you, talk with you. Check out the year ahead reading if you want to get in on it. You have one last chance this month. Otherwise, we'll see you again. If you like this readings, I do have weekly type, same thing, weekly, but just a little bit more astrology and only 2 cards per sign. But it's very affordable, and it helps me support me in the channel. Don't forget to hit the subscribe and like and all that stuff. We'll see you in the next video. Have a great holiday season and a happy new year. Now we're going to move on to the sign of Cancer. Well, hello Cancerians. You're another one who is a cardinal sign. This is your opposite solstice. So in the northern hemisphere, your solstice is in the summer, and this is the winter on the 21st. And in the southern hemisphere, yours is the winter and it's the summer. But either way, yours is in June, so it's exactly 6 months from your birthday. And again, you being one of the cardinal signs, you're always affected maybe a little bit more by these cardinal ingresses, these seasonal changes. But also, it's a good time to do a mid-season kind of check-in, So how far have you come from back then? What the things that you were trying to manifest, and you know, your wishes and whatnot that you put out during your birthday season. How's it going? You know, it's a good time to check in and just see how it's going, and, you know, just see how it's going, and maybe do some course correcting if necessary. All right, let's do 3 cards for Cancer. Sun, rising, moon. Anybody with a lot of Cancer. You got 10 of Swords. Somebody else had that card. It's out twice already. 10 of Pentacles, 2 10s. And the 3 of Pentacles, this dude. There's a lot of just hot dudes in her deck. And he's one of them. But anyways, yeah, so, I mean, you've got Justice is here in the first row. So if you've been waiting to hear something about like a case or a legal case or something, you know, you could get the news that you were victorious, that you won, or even that you're going to get some kind of a reward that involves maybe having to sign some legal papers, contracts, whatever. But you're coming out the winner. You're the winner. You're coming out on top. Perhaps after waiting for a long time. Now, sometimes with the Hermit, because he is counsel, he's wise counsel, and the Justice, when they show together, sometimes that can really be just, you know, this is your lawyer or somebody. But whatever the case, you're very much victorious. I'm picking up from most that this is more of like some kind of waiting game that you were playing. There was something that you were having to wait around for, and it was taking a long time, and you finally get the news maybe 6 months later, maybe all the way, or all the way back from June, from the 6th month, you know, before, when you were waiting on it, and you get the news. This is good news, well, no matter what. And it does feel like there is money attached. I mean, you got 10 of Pentacles here. 10 of Pentacles is the highest Pentacle card in the deck. It's the most money. It's the highest one. Sometimes this has to do with, you could be, some of you, it might be some divorce settlement, because there is 10 of Swords. It does follow the 10 of Swords. We can't, you know, ignore the elephant in the room. 10 of Swords is like there's hurt feelings, sorrow, feeling defeated, whatever. But there's definitely a big comeback. You're really bouncing back from that in a big way. 10 of Pentacles, big money. Sometimes generational wealth is associated with this. So some of you, maybe you're buying a house. Maybe you thought you weren't going to get the house, but you did get the house. Maybe somebody, in some cases, somebody passed away, but then you're in line for inheritance. 3 of Pentacles, whatever it is you're building, this allows all this whole energy here, all this good stuff. This allows you, the 3 of Pentacles, to start building again. You're building from the ground up, and you're forging a new trail and forging a new path. And this feels, you know, you are revitalized. You feel like you're revitalized. And for some, you feel like you're vindicated. So again, it may have been some serious, you know, kind of fighting amongst people, legal matters, custody cases even. If that's the case, if it's a custody case, you may get your child support, or you may win your visitation rights, or it could even be if you guys were fighting, if you were in a situation like that and you were fighting over holiday visitation and things like that. It could be like that. But overall, you're building a new life. So this is the new normal, and it's not a bad thing. Not a bad thing at all. This is the new normal of you stepping into the new way of being in a state also, let's not forget, in a state of major abundance, positive vibes. I'm hearing holiday travel. The guides are just throwing that in. It really doesn't have anything to do with these cards, but holiday travel, sure. All right, we're going to get one more animal totem card before we move on to lots of love. So what's the animal totem for our Cancerians after this big victory? Rabbit. Big time abundance with the rabbit. Now, sometimes the rabbit can be a pregnancy, and I was picking up psychically about some kids or visitation or something like that. So somebody could be having, you know, a new addition to the family or something like that. Rabbit is fruitfulness, abundance, creativity, big time. But rabbit is also with the 10 of Pentacles. I mean, something really could be taking off on your financial sector, big time. And the 6 keeps grabbing me, so I want to say the number 6 again. So maybe 6 months, but maybe even around the 6th of December it could even be. Okay, let's read what I wrote for rabbit originally. Sensitive, artistic, clever, nimble, outsmarting adversaries by staying one step ahead, taking colossal leaps and leaping into leaps and sprinting into the future. Heightened libido and procreation. Yeah, so that's the making the babies. Making those babies. But you're making babies whatever. What are you giving birth to? Oh, I was getting ready to do another animal totem. What are you giving birth to, Cancers? Giving birth to some kind of financial project, you know, entrepreneurial venture of some sort, perhaps. Let's get lots of love here. Let's see here. Warm. Oh, is it warm or harm? Warm. It's funny I didn't know if it said warm or harm, but warm. You're going to warm up to somebody. This feels like, even though it's 10 of Pentacles, because it has that couple on it, it feels like, and we would factor in this, you know, rabbit energy. Some of you, you know, it could be some romantic stuff, you know, that somebody that you're warming up to, or warming by the fire, like my opening song, my opening number. Okay, next let's get you lots of answers. We got yep. So it's a yep. It's a go. Yepers. And then last but not least, lots of proverb. It says, if you can dream it, you can do it. That's so perfect for the Three of Pentacles. Now this one, he's just kind of holding the money there. But the Three of Pentacles, if you're not familiar with the traditional tarot, that is that card where they're building something. He's pounding with the tools. It can be schooling. It can be apprenticeship. It's different phases of creation. But it's definitely a card of creation. So you've dreamt it in your mind's eye. And now you're really building it into the physical 3D reality. And it may not be you're using hammers and nails and, you know, tools. Maybe you're using a computer in this modern day, and maybe you're building a website. Maybe you're launching an online business, or an online, you know, something online. I must have passed it by. Maybe I'm not meant to show. I do want to quickly show you that, the traditional Three of Pentacles, if you're not familiar. Yeah, so building something for the future. What was I also going to say about it? Yeah, it might be, there's a lot of times it's associated with some kind of learning a new skill or something. So there may be some learning involved in it. But you're learning along the way. And I'm picking up, like, if you are learning along the way, it's not just taking instruction. Okay, you have, I wonder if the Three of Pentacles is missing from this deck. Sometimes there'll be cards missing and I won't know. I'll have to count it afterwards. Well, I guess I'm not going to be able to show you it. I guess I could try to find it in this one, but I'm not going to. Anyways, but you're also contributing. It's not just following instructions. It's not just going by the instruction manual. You're actually contributing, and your own creativity and your own input and your own ideas are absolutely like a big part of it, okay? All right, everybody, well, thanks for tuning in, Cancers. If you want to get in on that year ahead reading, you got limited time available. And don't forget about all the different things I offer, and support, you know, independent creators just in general during this holiday season. You know, there's so much crap going on out there. Even if you don't want to purchase anything from me, consider purchasing from an independent creator, even if it's something local in your own town, because that way you're putting the money in actual creators' pockets, not necessarily big corporations. Okay, have a great I was going to say a great year. I've been so used to saying that for the year ahead, but have a great month and a happy holiday. Next, we're going to move on to the sign of Leo. I got a little more bling going on for my Leos. I forgot I had these charms I wanted to put out too. So of course Leo gets the bling. That's so apropos for you, for Leo, isn't it? Is it not? All right, let's get a shuffle going for December of 2024 for our Leo friends. 1, 2, 3 cards. First card we have is the King of Cups, followed by the World. Wow. And finally, Knight of Pentacles, Earth sign energy. Then we're going to do 3 cards for the next row for our Leo friends. This is for Leo sun sign, Leo rising sign, Leo moon, or anybody who has prominent placements in Leo. You know, sometimes I'll watch if I watch anybody else. Usually I don't, but sometimes it'll just come up on YouTube and start playing. You know, they do that up next, and bam, it's on. But anyways, you know, I'll just listen to all of them. So whatever you're listening for, cross-watching, whatever the case, I hope you get a message. Let's see what we've got. 3 cards for Leo. 1, 2, and 3. First we have the Two of Wands. Next we have the Wheel of Fortune. Nice.
And finally, we have the Hermit. Boy, has that Hermit card been out quite a bit. And from this, well, I think both decks, actually. So Hermit's always about waiting. I'm wondering if it's not talking about, for everybody, just this Mercury in retrograde thing that we've had going on. Mercury's going to go direct on the 15th when we get that new moon in Gemini, and Mercury goes direct. So it could be like just talking about that, like something you've been stalled, waiting on, Hermit. Suddenly it's going to start moving forward with the Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune is things moving quickly, things happening suddenly. I'm hearing suddenly last summer. Then suddenly last summer. So maybe having to do with something last summer. I mean, when I said last summer, with that song came through, right away I was drawn into this King of Cups energy. So it could have been on the other solstice well, for Northern Hemisphere people like us, like me. That could have been last summer during the solstice, something that you've been waiting on even that long in some cases. But for most, it's probably the Mercury retrograde. Whatever it is, it's popping now. Things are starting to pop for you, Leo. You got 2 of Wands. You see the way to go, and you're in there's a strong correlation and a partnership here with this King of Cups. King of Cups would be a water sign energy, a Scorpio, a Cancer, or a Pisces. Older or more mature or more knowledgeable. Handing you the world, opening up the world. Notice that the world is connected to the King of Cups, but the world is also connected to the Wheel of Fortune. So wow, something really big is opening up. Page of Pentacles, money coming in the time of Earth. Well, yes, that's what the solstice is. We're going to be moving from the fire sign of Sagittarius into the earth sign of Capricorn. And that's going to be on the 21st, which is at 2-1. That's the 21 is the world number also. We got the 21 here, and the solstice does fall on the 21st. I almost want to say from the 21st through the 30th with this 3 here, 3-0. It's not a 0, but it looks like it kind of. So from the 21st through the 30th, I feel like some big opportunity could be popping for many Leos. Something that you've been waiting for a long time perhaps, but also the other thing about the Hermit energy is the Hermit is about seeking wise counsel and looking things over carefully, not rushing into anything. So if it is some kind of thing, like you may want to have somebody who has more knowledge, or even a lawyer or somebody like that look it over. But the 2 of Wands, the star is lighting her path. If you notice this, the star is lit up and lighting her path, and she sees the way to go. The 2 of Rods is a great card on a lot of levels, even though it's just, it's one of the lower minor arcanas and it's a 2, so it's a lower number. It still is a very, my guys are saying, valuable lesson. So you've learned some valuable lessons, but that card is a great indicator about being on the right path, especially as it lines up with this Wheel of Fortune. So it's like you are aligning up with the right path. You are getting synchronized. It is leading towards the world. It is, if you follow the snake's head, it is leading up to the Page of Pentacles. So it is going to be bringing you some financial success, or success in whatever arena of life that you're, not arena. I was trying to say another word with arena and it came out arena. A teeny arena, or maybe a big arena with with the world, probably something pretty big. Maybe sometimes when the 2 of Rods in the world, because in the traditional tarot too, the 2 of Rods is the guy holding the world in his hand. So he sees it in his mind's eye. He has a vision of what it can be. But this is talking about, here's the vision, and then there's the actual attainment. So big attainment this month for you Leos. Okay, let's go ahead, and for the upcoming season, even with that solstice energy, let's go ahead and get our animal totem for Leo for the month of December. The swan. The swan is so awesome energy. It's so elegant. The swan, you know the tale of the ugly duckling. So the ugly duckling, just was the odd man out, or it's like the black sheep. The other ducks, it wasn't like the other ducks. It didn't fit in with the regular ducks, or the sheep, or whatever you want to say, because it wasn't part of that. It was emerged, and it emerged into its full glory and into its full beauty, like the world, It was opening up to this full, they're talking about bastions of, I don't know what, but Opening up to your full bastion. With that, I don't think that's quite right, but yeah, opening up, spreading your wings, showing your true beauty, letting your freak flag fly, but not trying to fit in with the everybody necessarily, finding the right people to fit in with. And once you align with the right people, then your true essence really emerges, your true beauty, your true soul really emerges. You're not making yourself small trying to fit in, because that's never going to work for Leo. That will never work for Leo. Okay, let's get the animal totem. Sorry, that was the animal totem. This is your lots of love. It says natural. Yeah, go with what feels natural and the people that you feel natural with, You make me feel like a natural woman. You make me feel. Okay, what's that? That's the answer. Clearly. So things are getting clear. The path is opening up. Another turn of the year, another turn around the wheel. Back to starting a new beginning. What goes around comes around. Isn't that funny? I'm talking about the wheel, and the wheel turns around and comes around. That's, that's an old cliche kind of saying of that old cliche. Hey, hey, hey. Ha, 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 ha. I can't think of it. It's Todd Rundgren though. That old cliche, hey, hey, hey. Yeah, so it's an old cliche, but what goes around comes around. That's like a vengeance thing. This spread is not talking about getting vengeance. This spread is more about rising up, because the snake even rises up. The rods point up. She's looking for higher enlightenment through the light shining. The swan is in its fully emerged. So the swan's not going back and, I'm going to get those ducklings. I'm going to go back and tell those ducklings what's what. The swan doesn't give two shakes about those ducklings anymore, because now they've entered the realm of their true essence and their true beauty, and they're just in a different place altogether. So I think that really what this goes around comes around talking about is something coming full circle, something coming full solstice is what I almost said. So even though you're not one of the cardinal signs, you could have, if you're on the cusp of Cancer, you could even have planets in Cancer if you're a Leo. That's not uncommon. But anyways, it doesn't even have to line up. We don't have to make it fit with the astrology. That's what's so great about using tarot and psychic and intuitive readings. We don't have to try to find, cover our tracks necessarily. You can just go straight on intuition. It looks really great for you, Leo. Don't forget about the year ahead reading, Leos. And next we're going to move on to the sign of Virgo. I had these kind of set up like this. I'm going to spread these little balls around there, the little decorations. All right, Virgo. So let's see what's going on. This shift into earth energy is going to be kind of more your jam. Although I will say, though, the new and full moons are squaring your energy. You are a mutable sign. And the new and full moons, I almost put it back together. The new and full moons are happening in mutable signs, and you are a mutable sign. So square. Life could be throwing you a curveball. It could. But it doesn't necessarily, that doesn't mean it's necessarily a bad thing. Maybe you need a curveball thrown in your life. Or an opportunity to turn the corner and go in a different direction could be very strong with this, the new and the full moons. New moon on the 1st in Sagittarius, full moon on the 15th in Gemini. But then as we move later into, after the solstice, we get into this Capricorn season. That's much more harmonious with a lot of your stuff. You're another sign that's got big stuff happening next year. The node's going to move into your sign. Eclipses are going to be in your sign. So if you were interested in that year ahead reading, we'll dive into all that and more. But let's take 3 more cards for our Virgo. Let's see here. We've got the 9 of Swords. So something's keeping you up at night. The Creator, which is... that's one of the extra cards. There's a couple extra cards in here. I always forget. And this guy, boy, has he been out. The King of Swords. My biker buddy. He reminds me of this biker dude I know. Anyways, boy, love sure looks grand. I ain't love grand. That's what I was trying to say. You've got the Knight of Cups, so that could be an actual person, a water sign person, a Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. But if you take the broader, look broader here, we've got cups, cups, and more cups. And then we've got the Two of Cups, which is the soulmate card. This person is definitely coming toward you in a soulmate manner. I mean, we have lots of soulmates. We have our children, our soulmates, our siblings, our family, our friends. So it's not all our soulmates aren't romantic, but there is a strong slant for romance here. And this full moon is really standing out to me. So it might even be around that full moon in Gemini over here on the 15th when Mercury goes direct that this person could show up in your life. Perhaps they are water sign, a Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, but perhaps they're just, exhibiting those qualities of the cup energy. They're creative, they're spiritual, they're romantic. Isn't it romantic? And they're coming towards you. I was saying this in the last month, I think, but it is a time when there's a lot of travel. So maybe are you traveling to go away for a holiday or somebody else traveling to back to where you live? So it could be somebody you're not necessarily in the same place, but you're going to see each other over the holidays. Now, Nine of Swords, what's keeping you up at night? I mean, that's Virgos, you can be a little bit of worry warts. You do tend to go there a little bit. So let's not worry too much. The Creator, now I don't have the booklet handy. I forgot there was extra cards in here. So I'm just going to read this intuitively. I mean, Creator, that's almost just like, I want you to be careful and aware, not careful. Let's not worry. Let's not add fuel to the worry fire. But let's be conscious of what we're creating, especially around these new moons, these new beginnings. And solstice is a big new beginning too, a big turn of the season and everything. What are we creating? This is also whatever your belief systems is. This could talk to your own higher self, talk to instead of this kind of energy blocks you from accessing these higher dimensional realms. It creates a barrier of so let's put those swords down, set them aside for a minute, take a sniff of that flower, and then get your energy back in, and you could connect, or maybe it's connecting through flowers and nature. Somebody out there's a specific flower energy that is for somebody who's passed away, and you're gonna see that symbol, and you're gonna know that they are with you. This person, even though it's feminine and it's a cat and everything, they have these powerful lightning bolts going on in the background. So they're bringing it. They're bringing the mojo. They got some major mojo work in there. And I love the color wheel too behind her head there too. So it's like this rainbow color magic. Some of you might want to, if you are feeling like we get this up north. I mean, it gets dark like before 5 o'clock. This is ridiculous. Then the solstice in the northern hemisphere too is the darkest day of the year. But you may want to, because that, there's so many medical terms, but you know what I'm talking about. There's a whole word for it. It's a syndrome where you're light deprived, and it makes people depressed. Seasonal, affectious, something or other. I don't know. I'm not quite grabbing it. But, maybe be aware of that. And maybe you need to get some color or sunlight or something into your life a little bit. King of Swords is very likely another soulmate person, definitely. King of Swords, air sign energy, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, pointing us back again to the Gemini moon over here. So it could be this Gemini full moon on the 15th. This is a soulmate. This feels more like maybe it's your dad or your uncle or your mother even, no gender. But this person seems like more of a wise elder that you can kind of talk to, maybe even a therapist, but talk to and confide in. And this one is more romantic. He doesn't have 3 legs, I don't think, but I just saw, that's appeared to be 3 legs for me. We're going to pick it up. I see, these are his boots. He's got 2 legs. But for some reason I looked down and I saw this 3 legs, and I heard in my head, 3-legged horse. Now, I mean, is that a thing? See, I saw the orange, and I go, what is that? Is he at 3 legs? I couldn't see it that well, but these boots are his feet. But, and this card's been out a few times, and I didn't see that. And I'm hearing the 3-legged horse. Now, maybe somebody's actually going to, have a 3-legged horse. But I think that means something. I want to look it up real quick. Isn't that sort of like an old saying or something along those lines? Let me look it up really quick here. Three-legged horse, meaning a manifestation of solar symbolism. In mythology, a three-legged horse can be a manifestation of a horse solar symbolism, a reference to Helhest. In Danish folklore, or the Helhest is the three-legged horse that is associated with death. For example, one phrase says, Die hell rides about on a three-legged horse destroying men. Well, I don't like that one. A sign of lameness. A horse's ability to stand on three legs. Horses have a stay apparatus that allows them to stand on three legs while resting on the other legs. They can switch which leg they rest on, giving their legs a chance to rest. Well, I'm not really sure about any of that. I kind of like this first part, though. In mythology, a three-legged horse can be a manifestation of the horse's solar symbolism. And what is the solstice but a solar event? The solstice is a solar event. That's when the sun moves into the next cardinal sign and we change the season. But, take it as it resonates. Maybe somebody out there actually will have a three-legged horse, or, have one or see one or ride one, I hope if it's a three-legged horse, you're not necessarily putting a lot of, I don't know, whatever. I'm not a horse person. I mean, I love horses, but I haven't rode for decades. I'm not really knowledgeable. Let's put it that way. Not an equestrian. Okay, let's see here. It says separate. Yeah, you separate from your anxieties too, and get around people that bring out that colorful love. What was I saw this great meme. I did write it down. I don't have it in here. It says it was something like instead of being around the people, be around people who revel in you rather than people who only tolerate you, or something like that. That's not quite exact, but I was like, yeah, that's so true. Okay, it says not now for your lots of answer. And then finally, the lots of proverb for Virgo friends is love is blind. Yeah. Well, love is blind, and that could just mean a lot of different things. It just means that when you're in love, you overlook faults of the other, Oh, I forgot your animal totem. Almost stopped the reading without doing the animal totem. Yeah, love can be blind. Sometimes it's a negative, like, you're just the rose-colored glasses kind of love is blind. But other times, love is blind is a good thing. You don't want to always be Virgo. You can be a little nitpicky. It's true. You don't want to always be picking your partner to death or your loved ones. Let's see here. Beaver, you're building something. The beaver is the builder. Builder, dreamer, familiar friend, dweller of land and water. See, you're of land, you're earth, and then this is very much water energy. Your diligence can change the flow of the river. Be the architect of your life. Yeah. So you're building a better tomorrow, they just said. They're throwing out a lot of cliches at you, Virgo, but a lot of the cliches are good, and they have good meanings. That's why they've stuck around for all these years. But yeah, don't let yourself get in a funk. There's definitely some, maybe not a big money month, but a month of emotional connection. You're building something. It must be building more of solid foundationships and relationships from the looks of the rest of this, but not going to resonate with everybody. Take what does. Hey, don't forget to check your rising and moon before more insights or any other planetary placements that you vibe with. And also don't forget, this is that last chance for that year ahead reading. So if you wanted to get in on it, go to my website, vickieverlie.com. You can find that and all sorts of other things for your holiday gift giving. And without further ado, we're going to move on to the sign of Libra. Hello, Libras. Thanks. This is going to be your December of 2024, last of the year monthly tarot scope. You're another one. You are a cardinal sign. The last ingress we had, the autumnal up here in the north, equinox, was in your sign. So you're another one of the cardinal signs. So often you will feel these big shifts more than perhaps some of the other signs. Everybody feels it though, but it is a great time to make a change of course, turn the corner, change your course, all these sorts of things to help. I just heard to help make the season bright. so that too. But let's see what we've got here. 3 more cards for our Libra friends for the month of December of 2024. 10 of Pentacles, followed by 6 of Pentacles. And then finally, last card for Libra, 7 of Pentacles. So we've got the 6 and 7 right in a row. So things are progressing with the money. You're going to get some kind of news. Probably from the looks of this, with the Page of Pentacles, we might be talking about Earth sign time, which is exactly what the solstice is, when we move into the Earth sign of Capricorn on the 21st, right? News coming in the time of Earth or after, towards the end of the month. Big time victory for you. The way is clear. You've got this clear pathway to get through. I'm hearing that, to get where we've got to today. I'm not sure what that is, but you've come a long way, baby, to get where you've got to today. It's an old cigarette commercial. But yeah, you've come a long way. And you've been through the ringer with these eclipses. Not only was the last cardinal ingress in your sign, but the last eclipse was in your sign too. And now you are completely done with the eclipses for some time, for like 9 years. So you've cut through it. And you see the paths. You've been changed by it, sure. But you see the path. You see the way to go. And money's going to come to support this. And 6 of Rods. So you're going to find out you're getting some kind of promotion. If you're trying to sell something, you could find out that you've got the buyer. You could sell something. 10 of Pentacles is big money. This is big money. And then you've got the 6, the 7, and the 10 all. And it's just like you are flourishing. Yeah, you could make a big sale. You could sell a big item like a property, a house, or a home, or maybe like, a boat or some kind of a big ticket item. Some of you could be selling. This is a flower at the top there, but it reminds me of, it keeps changing into like an old-timey thermometer. Remember they used to have them? I don't know. I think I even had one in this house when I moved in. This is old-time stuff. They used to have, they were fish thermometers, like a fish bones. And that's what that's turning into. That's why I said a boat too, but I don't know. Maybe it's something having to do with that fish old-timey. I wonder if I could pull up a picture of it. Let me see if I can pull. I mean, I don't know if they were popular everywhere or just in my region. We're going way back on this one, 50s, 60s, something like that. Or 60s, 70s. Let me see if I can pull it up and see if there's anything like that. We can find an image of it. Old-fashioned thermometer with fish skeleton. Yeah, a bunch of pictures came up. This is exactly what I'm talking about. That's what that turned into. See, it does look similar, doesn't it? But it'd be kind of this way. Yeah. This is, I don't know if you can get a good pic. This is exactly what I was talking about. We had one, 1960s it was. Yeah. So that's what this, let that happen too, by the way, if you're watching this reading. Let those words change, let those images change, but that's what this turned into. So that's why I said fishing or boating or something, but maybe that has some nostalgia or a memory or something for somebody else, because this is also the card of generations, like generational wealth and generations going back and different things. So like this, the one I said when I moved in here, I believe there was one of those in this house. This is my great-grandparents and grandmother's home. I bought this house off of my grandmother in the 90s. So, maybe that around this time of year, it could be something like that. I was going to say maybe they're worth something, but I saw they're going for $16. So, because sometimes these crazy things that you think are just junk, old junk, they're worth, people that do get nostalgic over them, they're worth a lot of money. But according to that, whatever that was, I don't know if that was eBay or whatever, but it was going for $16. So, it's not, you're not going to get rich off of it, but it's going to be in different things. Drop me a comment. If it means something to you, definitely let me know and drop me a comment about it. But anyways, let's get our animal totem. You're thriving, though. Thriving, thriving, thriving. And that money, that moon is standing out to me, too, with the money. So it might even be right on the very first of the month, but no later than, I'd say, than that 15th. Probably the 15th after Mercury goes direct. Okay, let's see here. Let's get our animal totem for Libra. What we got here? The stingray. Ooh, the stingray is such a cool energy. The stingray is just cool, and it navigates through life, and it's in its own space, and it's doing its own thing, and it's so it's like so evolved. It's not like all these other little fish that are running around. The stingray is just cool, and it's just gliding. You know, it's riding the wave, but the undercurrents maybe. Okay, stingray, elegant, electric, fluid, deep, unwavering persistence, ambition, responsible wielding of innate power, maneuvering gracefully through life. Yeah, they're definitely graceful, and you're very graceful too, Libra. You have that quality for sure. But I'll tell you what, many times what that reminds me of, the stingray, is Scorpio, because of the stinger. So some of you might be dealing with the Scorpio in here too, or maybe even something dating back to Scorpio time, which of course would have been like November or something. All right, let's get the lots of love for our Libras. It says soulmate. I keep coming back to this. Even one of the other readings too, one of the other spreads this month. On this particular deck, it really has almost a Ten of Cups feel to it. It has very much a loving couple, even though it's really more of a financial card traditionally. In this instance, I'm picking that up, that this is the soulmate energy. Maybe you're doing a business together with the soulmate. Oh, another thing that gets me too is they both have these long, I thought these were braids, but they're not, but they both have this similar. So it might be somebody who wears their hair like that in braids or pigtails like that. Okay. Lots of answer. It says plainly, so that's a yes. And finally, the lots of proverbs for Libra. Okay, Libra, lots of proverbs. We got let sleeping dogs lie. Yeah, so anything in the rear view. This is a change of course. This is a change of season. Solstice is, and again, like I said in the onset of the reading, you know, you're one of the ones that can really be affected highly by it, okay? You hit that, and it's time to make a change. But look at the change. Look at the bounty. They keep wanting me to say that word, the bounty. And it's not mutiny on the bounty. I saw it here again just now, bounty. It says bonus, but it's bounty, and I saw bounty. Let that happen too. If you see these words that it seems like it says one thing or another, that's the guides coming, your guides coming through. You can get these intuitive hits and these intuitive messages that way as well, okay? All right, everybody. Well, thanks for tuning in, Libra. Don't forget to check your rising and moon. If you want to get in on that reading, head over to my website, vickieverlie.com, where you can find the link below. Again, support your independent creators during this holiday season. It's always good, whether it's me or whoever, you know. Let's support our independent creators, okay? All right, next we're going to move on to the sign of Scorpio. Hi, Scorpios. Happy holidays. Just had to get a quick sip of water. And we're going to dive right into the reading. Okay. Got the new and full moon in your money houses if you're Scorpio rising. And the solstice, change of season that everybody's feeling and vibing with and vibing in. Got the first card out is the Devil. That's Capricorn energy though. Hermit, 2 major arcana, followed by 3 of rods. Ships are coming in. You want to hear that, Scorpio. This one, stay behind. 2 of cups. I'm not going to leave it out though. But you may be dealing with the soulmate. Okay, next we're going to do 3 cards on the bottom row from the second deck, the Wandering Star, for Scorpio, Sun, Rising, Moon, or anybody who has prominent placements. This one is coming. It's coming whether I want to do it or not. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to cut 2 more. And we're going to have that with the 3 of Pentacles and the 7 of Cups. Okay. Well, the Devil is here, and the Devil does talk about being in bondage to something, feeling like you can't move forward. But really the message I got right off was that with this was that I felt like it was talking about Capricorn, because that, as far as the major arcana cards go, the Devil card does represent Capricorn energy, and we are moving into the solstice. Will take us right into the Capricorn, and even on the 30th we'll have that new moon in Capricorn. So you may be waiting a little while for different things to manifest until to the latter part of the month. Sometimes this could be talking to a wise counsel, whether it's a person who is a counselor themselves, like emotional counselor, a lawyer, or something like that. Other times it's just like waiting it out. And that's kind of the vibe I'm getting for the most, I want to say. The Hermit is just like, I'm going to stand back and see what happens. He's looking down too, if you notice. He looks right down here at the Temperance. Your guides and angels are putting stuff together for you. They're working it out. They're putting it together. Talk to your guides and angels. Commune with them. Seven of Cups is here. Visualize what you want in a non-physical way. And just bring it into your energetic field. And that's how your guides and angels can come and intervene and then bring things in for you in the form of perhaps this Three of Pentacles. You got a Three of Wands and the Three of Pentacles. Both are very foundational. Even this Devil's got this three, like this pyramid shape, and the three, not people, the two people and the Devil, but it's this three figures on it, you know. So there's this three, there's this foundation energy. If you're Scorpio rising, when this stuff goes into Capricorn, that's your third house in astrology. So there's a strong vibe with three energy, okay? And three is success, foundation. You're building something. You've been waiting, maybe you've been waiting for, you know, the Mercury. Could have been the Mercury retrograde, and now it's going to go direct. That's been a holdup for a lot of people. Three of Pentacles, you know, both of these are very much kind of in the ether, in the woo-woo land. You know, you've got the Temperance with the, and this is supposed to be like an angel, and then the Seven of Cups with the visualization, and now, right in the center of them, it's directing it, and it's becoming into the 3D. And this is very much 3D too. Feet on the ground. He's standing on solid ground. You're standing on solid ground, and you're building something, and it's going to carry you on through the next season for the solstice, but I want to say also into the next year too. You're building, you know, the guides just said you're building your repertoire, and that could be too. Okay, next we're going to get our lots of love. I got one in my hand here, loyal. So somebody, you're going to be working with somebody who's like, I keep feeling like this is a court card, but it's not. It's the Three of Pentacles. But this person, this feels like a court card in this instance. But loyal, but also by you being loyal to your vision. You know, being loyal to your vision. Being loyal to your higher guidance, despite what maybe the outward world is saying or doing, or whatever chaos is going around. That's another thing of the Hermit. You got to pull your strength from within. You know, it's about going within, right? Okay, let's get the next lots of answers. It says truly, truly dear, na 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 na, truly dear. All right, and the lots of Proverbs. What do we got? All's well that ends well. Well, isn't that the truth? After all the drama and after all the suffering and whatever, and Scorpios, you know all about that. You know, your death and rebirth. You know, if you come into this world, if you incarnate with as a Scorpio or Scorpio rising or moon, or you have a lot of Scorpio in your chart, you signed up for some suffering, because you'll walk through that fire. You'll walk through the fire to the other end, and you will stay loyal to your vision, and you will stay loyal to yourself, and you will, sometimes to a fault, okay? But not, in this case, I'm going to say not its fault. I almost forgot the animal totem again. Somebody else I almost forgot. Can't end the reading without getting that animal totem for our Scorps for December of 2024. Scorpio, grasshopper, taking leaps and bounds. Grasshopper always leaps to this where the sun is going to shine on them. I just looked up, when I said grasshopper, I looked up, it was 3333. It won't say that on your tape because I'll be cutting these together. I've got more than one session taped here. But I've been going for 4 threes. So there you go, synchronicity. And 3 again. Oh my God, I totally forgot about how I started out the reading with all the 3s. So I looked up and it was 3333 was the time lapsed on the video when I put grasshopper down. Get out. And I was talking about all the 3s earlier in their spread. But anyways, back to this grasshopper. Yeah, the grasshopper wants to jump to where the grass is greener, wants to bask in the sun. So the grasshopper thing, and it also indicates things changing. Grasshopper's a singer too. They're doing their song. So for some of you, you might want to just do hymn, toning, singing Christmas carols even, but even just singing. I've been doing this lately. This like toning and like bringing that vibration down into my chest, down into my diaphragm, and it's really grounding me. If I feel anxious or start getting a little anxiety, I will do that. I'll start to just get that low resonance going. Okay, Here we go. Health, blessing, fertility, the gift of song. Inspired creation reveals your true spirit. Reincarnation, discovering your soul path. Advancement by leaps and bounds. Yeah, that's like I said, really, really good stuff there. I mean, Scorpio, you have a fabulous reading. I know we started out with the devil, but don't be deterred by that. That's just what's been holding you back. And again, it could even just be symbolizing that Capricorn season. So it looks like a fabulous month. Continue your visualization. Continue to work with your guide. Be loyal to your vision. And all's well that ends well. Okay, Scorps. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to check your rising and moon. And hey, if you want to get in on that year ahead reading, and you can give these away as gifts too, but just make sure the person's open to it. I mean, people have gotten purchased readings for other people, and they're not into it, and then, you know, that's not really good. If somebody's, but they're into it, yay. You know, you can definitely order in their name and just let me know. We can work it out by email. Let me know. Only contact me through my website. That's the only way to contact me. All right, next we're going to move on to the sign of Sagittarius. Happy birthday, Sag, and we're kicking off the month right off on the 1st. Some people it'll be the November 30th, but for I think most it's going to be the 1st. But your new moon, and it's your birthday season, so it's all, you know, you're in the zone, baby. You're really in the zone. You know, this is your power time. This is your solar new year. This is your solar return, your solar new year. So you are powerful. Even if you're Sag rising, you know, it's the sun is going over your sun. That is the same spot in the same card, and I cut it. But as I was saying, the sun is going over your ascendant. So that's a renewal. That's a new season. You know, that's a new beginning for you as well. So it doesn't only apply to Sagittarius suns, and for sure the new moon. The new moon's a new beginning. You get one new moon and one full every year, and so this is that new moon in Sagittarius. This is such a powerful time for you to manifest your upcoming year. Try to get yourself in a space where you can really dive in, manifesting from a place of peace. That's always going to be the better way to go about it, especially if you're a December Sag and it's your birthday and it's your actual solar return. Got 9 of Wands, 7 of Pentacles, and last card is 8 of Swords. It seems, you know, this reading is looking a little bit stressful for some Sagittarius. I mean, maybe it's just the holiday season. It could be a lot of things. Whatever it is, you can put it down here, because you got 9 of Wands, that's a stressful card. 7 of Wands, that's a stressful card. 8 of Swords, that's a stressful card. And, you know, the Pentacle, we can't ignore that they're all connecting up with this Pentacle here. So maybe some of you are a little bit worried about some money things, you know, different money things. Pluto is going through your second house, especially if you're Sag rising. So there could have been some things that changed your you know, changes in your financial things. You may be in bondage to something. You know, some of you could be stressing out over maybe having some of the people that you're going to have to be around that you don't want to be around. Let's just, you know, Sagittarius, you guys overall, I mean, you really do have a lot of times really bright attitude, really positive vibes and good energy. So let's just go that route. Let's just try to muster that up as best we can. Because look at in the middle of all this stuff here, we do have the 7 of Pentacles. And this particular deck, the 7 of Pentacles is such a bright and positive card, isn't it? Look at all this sunshine here. What is the words? Goals, potential, success. Yeah, so she really puts a positive spin on this card. And you planting your own, you know, you planting those seeds. You're planting the seeds for the upcoming year right now. This is important. It's nothing to just fluff off and just like, yeah, I'll do it tomorrow. I'm going to be stressed today or whatever. You got to really carve out the time, dig out that space for yourself in order for you to flourish. And it's absolutely possible for you to flourish, and it's absolutely, my guides are saying, absolutely imperative for you to flourish. But, you know, it's possible. Many of these cards are sort of unfounded. Definitely the 8 of Swords, she's in her own head. You know, these are only things that are going on in your own head. And I wouldn't be surprised if that didn't kind of culminate around that full moon in Gemini, because we've got Mercury going direct. Mercury's a ruler of Gemini. That's all about like being in your head, being in your mind, starting those wheels spinning. So we want to calm down, do what you can. You know, do what you can. Some of this stuff here is because I'm making Christmas ornaments and stuff for people for gifts, you know. And not because I'm cheap or trying to necessarily save any money, because I just like doing that, because I just love putting that special touch, you know, and I love receiving handmade gifts and stuff. So there's all kinds of things, and these days there's no excuse. I mean, there's YouTube videos galore. Some are super easy. You can go get some pine cones or whatever. You know, of course not for everybody, but you don't necessarily have to spend a ton of money at this time frame, okay? And if you're a good cook, you don't have to necessarily buy your supplies, your food supplies, at the most expensive grocery stores either. You can take, you know, I go to all over the place. There's some places I like to go like that, but for the most part, I'll go for the real cheapy stuff, you know, because I'm a good cook. So it's going to taste good, and if it's made with love, it's going to definitely even taste better, you know. So it's not always about spending a ton of money, and it's not. And watch that you're not burning yourself out, like overextending yourself here, because that's show. I mean, with the new moon in your sign and it being your solar return, you're in demand. You know, people they want you at their holiday parties. They want you to go here and there. So watch that you're not spreading yourself too thin. I guess that's what I'm saying. Take time for self-care, especially around that new moon and especially around that birthday, just to carve out a little time to get yourself in a place of peace. Get yourself calmed down and think about what seeds you're planting and what you want to bloom and begin for this new year, because this is your personal new year. Okay, top card for Snail. Slow down. Slow down, you move too fast. You gotta make the morning last, just kicking around the cobblestones. And feeling groovy, la 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 la, feeling groovy. So try to feel groovy and get in that groovy, get in that groove, get in that chill groove, the chill zone. Let's read the Snail energy. Beneath the stony hull lies a soft and dewy side, healing of deep wounds, rejuvenation. Re-emerging after a period of rain. Yeah. Slow down and appreciate the little things. Yeah, appreciate the little things. And some of you, I feel like there's some people out there that are just doing this I've been guilty of it myself. I'm Sagittarius. And, you know, instead of focus, you know, so you don't have to deal with your feelings or don't have to think about a problem or something that hurt you or stressed you out. You just dive into whatever, you know. I overburden yourself intentionally, like work, you know, just work, take on more projects than you really should, and you know, and they're saying no, let's not do that, because you're setting the tone for the entire year. You got to be really conscious of this stuff, Sag. Okay, let's see here. Combative. Well, you might be dealing with combative people. I feel like some of you you're dealing with that because you're in, you know, maybe retail or customer service, and people can be such jerks at this time of year. I hate that stuff. I'll call them out if I'm in a store or somewhere and I see somebody, because they really can't, because they might lose their job. I'll be like, man, don't take it out on that person, you know, or whatever. I have. I don't always do it, but I have. I will speak up. I haven't been doing much of any of that lately. I've just been kind of being quiet, but, you know, don't do that stuff. They got a crap job, you know, or if not that, then I'll just try really hard to be really nice to them. Like just sprinkle a little bit of happy dust on them to change the tone, because if you're stuck in a job like that and somebody's bitching at you or whatever, being a jerk, you know, because I did retail, God, way back when I was in high school, but cashier jobs, but you know, bartended a lot. Get people like that. They want to come in and order you around, you know, or snap your finger. Whoa, don't even snap your fingers at me, you know. But whatever. You know, but that can just piss them off. That can just wreck their day. And I know it's up to them to be the gatekeeper of their energy. But if people are coming at you at this time of year, if you're a cashier, you work in retail, forget it. You know, you don't really have time to catch your breath. So try to be nice to people like that. Give them a little extra good vibes and negative. Don't be negative. Anyways, next. If you catch yourself going down this road, pull yourself, redirect, snap out of it, redirect. You know, don't bask and wallow in it, you know. Bask in the sun. Okay, what we got here? Be careful what you wish for. That's pretty much in a nutshell what I've been talking about. Because no matter if you're Worrying, that's like wishing for something you don't want to come true. That whole thing about the candles and the birthday wish, you know, that's no joke. You really are setting the tone and setting the attention for the year. So be careful. Be careful what you wish for. You could, because we're creating all the time, you could be creating some bogus stuff, the guys are saying. You have the power and the vibe and the mojo right now. I really feel like you just got to shut yourself away a little bit to get there. You might have to. And you might have to say, look, I'm sorry, I'm just not going to make, or I can't make the cookies for the bake sale this year. Or maybe just go buy some somewhere, you know, and throw them on a dish, you know, whatever. Don't overburden yourself. Take that time to find that place of peace and plant that. You're planting this plant. This is your next year. 1, 2, it's 7, but I want to say that 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's more than 12, but I want to say it's like the next 12 months coming up. This all has that feeling of the calendar, okay? All right, Sagittarius, well, I hope you do have a great birthday. I want to wish you the best for that. And again, for your solar return and your new moon. Don't forget about that reading. You have to head to my website. You can find the link below, but you can just go to my website and you find the links to everything there. And don't forget to support Last Chance for the year ahead, but also support independent creators during this holiday season if you can. A lot of times you'd be surprised. It's less expensive. It could be less expensive, especially if you don't have to ship it. Like go to your local church bazaar or craft fair show or stuff like that. You'd be surprised how inexpensive and, you know, just really cute and fun stuff you can find for gifts. Okay. Hello Capricorn, thanks for tuning in and happy birthday to all you early December Capricorns like me. I'm the 26th. There's going to be a new moon also. Well, solstice is the first thing. That's always big. You know, there's this big influx of energy into the Capricorn. So the sun moves into Capricorn season. It's a seasonal change on the 21st. But then on the 30th, we're having a new moon in Capricorn also. So we always get one new moon and one full moon every year, right? And so this is it. This is your new moon. Super powerful, creating your reality. Make your list, set your intentions, and let's get going. 6 of Pentacles for your first card, followed by the 3 of Wands, success, and the 5 of Cups. Being sad, well, we'll get into it in a minute. Let's get all the cards out and then we'll go into more detail. 3 more cards for Capricorn friends for December of 2024. We have, boy, has he been out a lot. It's not a person, it's a 3 of Pentacles. 3 of Pentacles, 4 of Swords, healing, and the Page of Wands, fire energy. Okay, so you're getting some money and some success for sure. 6 of Pentacles, you're getting that payment, you're getting that raise, that promotion. 3 of Wands, somebody else had a couple of 3s. You got 3 of Wands and 3 of Pentacles. So there could be 3. There could be 3 different things going on. This could be a situation where you were in a healing stage for 3 or 4 months, because both of these cards have a similar energy also, if you know. You know, she's healing and waiting, and this person also was going through a disappointment or something, but now things are turning around. You're coming out of it. You can see on the horizon, you can see your ships coming in, you can see those cosmic rewards coming for whatever you suffered for. Capricorns, you suffered. I mean, you suffer anyway because of Saturn being your ruling planet, but the Pluto in Capricorn years, I know many Capricorns really suffered. And now we're finally starting to break free of that, especially around this solstice through the new moon energy. You know, that's a 3, also a 3-0 on the 30th. You know, this is this time frame when we're really starting, because it's not like, okay, Pluto left my sign and now everything's going to change. But we're seeing it on the horizon. We're having a little bit of breathing room. We're acclimating to the new situation. And then we've got the ball in our court. We know that energy focused in our sign with that solstice energy, and then that new moon in Capricorn. News is coming though, Page of Wands. News is coming in fire. So you're going to get some news even before the solstice, while we're still down here in Sagittarius for the first couple of 3 weeks. Maybe even something big happening around that fire sign new moon on the 1st. Now, in some places it might be on the 30th, but it's new moon on the 1st here in the eastern United States anyway. But doesn't that just look, both of these, they just look so bright. They both got this yellow aura around them, as if the sun is shining behind them, or this, that's that solar, the solstice. And it just feels, and even the way this is too, this circle of light, this circle of abundance, this circle of being centered and being shined upon, and getting that glow and that download and that spotlight. Even for some of you, it could be the spotlight's on you. You're building something, though. You had to go through a healing time, and you're building something new. For some of you, this feels so much like a young person, too. So for some of you, I feel like somebody out there is building a set for their kid's school play or something like that. I feel like somebody's doing that. And this is like a costume. The way this person's dressed feels like it's a costume for a stage production or something. Or maybe a tree house. You're building a tree house for your kids, or something. There's something like that. Or I think this came up in the last reading too, about how, or maybe you have to, if you have young kids and you got to, put together the stuff, the bikes or whatever, assembly required. You might be doing some assembling required, or even IKEA kind of assembling for some people. But you're getting back into life. You're getting back into living, into moving forward. You're getting out of this funk. There was a funk. There was a funk around there. It was funked up. And now you're getting into a different kind of vibe altogether. Especially this is saying even earlier. So maybe you're just really getting into the holiday season. But I feel like once we turn that corner into this Capricorn energy, the guides are saying all bets are off. Yeah, all bets are off, and you are just feeling, I want to say you're feeling loved and you're feeling appreciated. Because Capricorns, you work so hard all the time, and a lot of times you can get taken for granted. People don't appreciate you. But I feel like this year you're really going to feel loved and appreciated. And you're going to see the silver lining of all the things that you had to endure during the Pluto transit since 2008 even, but maybe even over this last couple of years when it was at 29 degrees, because that can just be really, that could just be pouring salt in that wound or really making things rough. Okay, let's see here. Animal totem for Capricorn, the bees. Yeah, be busy as a bee, which Capricorn, we like that. We like to be busy, but that's also that feeling of love. The birds and the bees, they're doing stuff. They're doing that flower energy. They got that. Well, when I said flower energy, some of you maybe you're going to get into. Oh boy, and there's an exact word for it. And I used to know it off the top of my head, and it's not coming to me. What people that work with flower essence, yeah, doing flower essence, or where the scents. Essential oils, stuff like that. Okay, fertility, abundance, creativity, propagation, strong connections to home and family. That's strong connections to home and family. That's music to Capricorn's ears, right? Accomplishing tasks in a timely manner, taking time to taste the sweet nectar in life. Yeah, that's right on. Taking time to taste the sweet nectar in life. Enjoy the holiday season. Things are going to be happening. You're building your future. You've got your big money. Things are happening for the next year. You're making your plans. But for right now, you're coming. You might need a little bit of a healing time to pop back in, get your strength back, and then get on board. Get on board the train. Join. So you're going to join something, join in with the family get-together, join in as a volunteer to your kid's school or something, join. It says maybe for your lots of answers. Maybe, baby. And last but not least, let's finally get our lots of proverbs. Lots of proverbs. It says, there's no accounting for taste. Yeah, so, some of you may have been turned down for something. Maybe you weren't there to their liking or to their taste, but that doesn't mean that you're worthless or you're no good. I'm like, that's pretty extreme. But that doesn't mean that you don't have a lot to offer, because you do. And that doesn't mean that there aren't opportunities and exciting things unfolding for you, because there are. And so we want to get I was telling that's the Sagittarius, we want to get our mood in the right place here, not only for the solstice, but our birthday if it's in December, and that new moon. because this is our manifestation time. This is the time when you're really putting that imprint. The sun, oh, there's all this representation of this solar energy here, and even that, there's a sun on the B card. You know, a solstice is the sun moving into your sign, the spotlight shining on you. Use that sun energy and conjure up a life worth living. I guess it's such a crazy thing to say. That's what the guide said, though. But yeah, but of course we want to have a life worth living. What's the point, right? Anyway, so hey, Capricorn, I want to thank you for tuning in. I really do hope that you have a great solar return, a great birthday, a great holiday season. If you want to get in on that year ahead reading, it is the last chance. And I have that astrology year ahead. I just ran mine too. It has the whole, every astrology aspect for the whole year. All that and more can be found on my website. Don't be fooled by imposters. Next, we're going to move on to the sign of Sagittarius. I mean, no, not Sagittarius. We just did them. Aquarius. Hi, Aquarius. Well, Pluto's firmly in your sign, so I'm sure you're starting to feel that power and that energy impact of Pluto being in your sign. But there's so many other things going on this month. Even though it's not directly in your sign, everybody feels it. Three of Rods again came out on the cut. Six of Swords moving on to Justice. Justice has been out a lot, too. That's really interesting. Okay, next we're going to do 3 cards here for the bottom row. For Sagittarius, Sun sign, rising moon, or anybody with prominent placements in Sagittarius and cross watchers, and all of the above. Let's see what we got here. King of Swords, boy, has he been out. This reminds me so much of this biker dude that I know. This is new. King of Pentacles. You got 2 kings. We 3 kings of Orient. That's that waltz beat. That 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Anyways, 2 of the 3 kings, and then the 5 of Swords. This, for some people, I feel like this could be some other people that are, well, I mean, King of Swords could be you too, honestly, regardless of gender. I feel like these 2 are having the disagreement, though, the 5 of Swords. For a lot of people, that isn't you, though. It's just some family member, probably, some long-time family member, and somehow you're involved in it, or you're getting affected by it, or something like that. Excuse me 1 second. Some of you may be traveling over the holiday season, not surprising. But justice will be done. Things will get ironed out. A karmic debt is ending. Also, this could be a dispute that you might, for some, it might end up in court. You know, you might end up in court settling it. But this doesn't feel all that harsh. This 5 of Swords doesn't feel like, I mean, it can be unresolvable, but there's so much other stuff. Somebody's ready to move on. The karmic justice, and this is the thing too, if you have a disagreement with somebody, or you know, you have intense feelings on whatever level towards anybody on anything, very often that is a karmic. Those are your karmic ties. Everybody thinks, oh, your soulmates are, oh, it's all everybody, it's all love. I got my soulmate. Everything's lovey-dovey. Not necessarily. Your soulmates are the ones that take you to the, you know, they drag you down to those deep, dark places. You go to hell and back with soulmates, and sometimes their soulmates are the people that irk you the most, you know. So this time of year, a lot of people we're visiting, we're seeing people that maybe we don't normally see, and there could be some of that. But you know what? I look at this King of Pentacles, and I don't get that any vibe like that off of him. In some cases, the King of Pentacles may be the person that can get you through this. They may be a help to you, because all these flowers are blooming and everything, and he just looks so happy and nice, you know. Could be a financial advisor, even a lawyer. One of these could be the lawyer, or the other way around. But for many, I feel like this is, I'm hearing comrades at arms. So if any of you served in the military, this could be somebody. If you did serve in the military and there's somebody that you know maybe is going through a hard time, maybe it's good to, you may want to reach out to them at this time of the year and just check in and see how they're doing. Somebody who was a vet, or maybe even if you weren't the vet, maybe they're the vet. They might be going through some things, excuse me, at this time frame. And you might want to reach out to them and just make sure they're okay. All this, whatever this 5 of Swords aside, you got the 3 of Rods as the first card out, and that is the card of success. Also, this is not only a travel card, but it is a transition going from turbulent water off to the smoother sailing and off to getting this energy here of the Justice card, which always was going to bring things into balance. Very much connected to the Libra, the Justice card. And it's particularly because those scales are standing out to me, finding that balance, pulling things into balance and harmony. So it could be this King of Swords. Also, it could be a Libra person. It also could be something that's been going on since the time of Libra, which would have been like September 21st or so. And actually, that was the last cardinal ingress. That was the last season, and then we're going to have the next season. It's a quarter turn. So Libra time was the last 3 months ago. There's a 3. You know, so it was 3 months ago. Every 3 months we have an cardinal ingress, which signifies a change of the season. So yeah, changes are afoot, but success is around the corner and leading to good things. Don't get too caught up in this. Whatever this is, I feel like it's going to kind of go away quickly. And really, I feel like a strong team here. For the most part, I feel like this is a good team energy. Like, this is somebody that you would really like to work with in a lot of cases. We got here Frog. Frog is all about transformation, and Frog is arriving at the final thing. See, newts, tadpoles, all that stuff, the frog goes through all these transformational stages, right? And this could be somebody, in some cases, this might be somebody that you've been fighting your brother or somebody that you fought with your whole life, but now you're not little tadpoles anymore. You're fully grown frogs, you know. It's like you're past this, and Pluto is really pushing the evolutionary buttons for everybody, and it's in your sign right now, okay? Let's read what I said. Rainmaker, alchemist, clairaudient, fertility, transformation, metamorphosis, safe passage unto the netherworld. The final stages of growth, you have arrived. Yeah, you have arrived. And here's another thing interesting that goes along with what I was saying about, you know, the final stages of growth and all that. These are both kings, okay? These aren't pages or knights. These are kings. And the kings, you know, regardless of age, the kings are more emotionally developed. The kings are further along on their path. The kings know who they are, and they know where they're going and who they want to be, and they know who they are, and they are not usually going to roll around in the mud and partake in, you know, low-level nonsense. Okay. Timing. Yeah, timing could be, that's what I was saying too. Maybe this is somebody you've known since a tadpole, but it just wasn't going to work out at that time. And now you guys are both further along in your path, and you make a great team. Next we have absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. All right, next. Lots of proverbs for Aquarius. Lots of proverbs. That was me, George Judson. Love is the answer. Well, isn't that the truth? Isn't that always the universal truth of everything? You know, love is the answer. So, and as kings, as representing as kings here, you know, you are taking that higher road. You are going, that's, love is the answer. Applying love to it, that's a sign of maturity, you know. Not being jealous, vengeful, fighting, baby games, having a hissy fits. You know, that's not how kings behave, okay? This is, you're stepping into the power and the realm of the king and the kingdom. And whatever all that stuff was in the past, justice is done. You don't have to mess around with any of that anymore. You're moving into, Pluto is going to help transform you, and hopefully it would transform you in the very most positive way, okay? All right, Aquarius, well, thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to check your rising moon and all the other placements. It is the last chance for that, get that personal year ahead reading, always the most popular. Go to my website, or you can find the links below, but if you go to my website, you'll find everything. And don't forget to support those independent creators at this time. Even if you're not purchasing items from me, check out independent creators, even the ones right in your own area. You know, maybe go to a craft fair or something. All right, next we're going to do the sign of Pisces. Well, hello, Pisces. Thanks for tuning in. This is Pisces Sun, Rising Moon, or anybody who has prominent Pisces in their charts, okay? So, and cross watchers, the whole bit. You know, anybody, all are welcome. All are welcome here in the psychic realm of the rock and roll prophetess channel. Okay. There's nobody excluded. Everybody's welcome. Let's get some cards going for our Pisces. 1, 2, 3. We got the Hermit. That card has been out a lot too. Ace of Swords. And finally, the Moon. Okay. Next 3 more cards for the bottom row for Pisces people. Pisces peeps. 1, 2, 3. Let's see what we got here. 1, 2, 3 cards for Pisces. Hermit. Double Hermit. Uh-oh, look out. First time we've had a double, I think. King of Cups, that's your energy. I think that's the first double that's been pulled here. And then the Knight of Cups. That's also your energy. Well, you know, in a way, the Hermit, when the first Hermit came out, I was thinking that's kind of your energy too, because Hermit is very much akin to the 12th house, and that's your place. You're the old soul. You're the wise elder. You're the wise elder incarnate. The Hermit is, you can be that way for sure, Pisces. You know, you can kind of go within and back off and be kind of inward, and that's your power zone. I mean, that's your jam. That's who you are. The Moon even carries some of that energy as well, you know. The Moon is all about like listening to your intuition, going within, tuning in with your psychic ability, your guides, all these types of things. Communing with angels and spirits. That's what the guides just came through with for you, Pisces. Now, whenever the Moon comes up, we always got to take a look at where are those Moon placements. Well, right away on the 1st, we've got the new Moon in Sagittarius. And then on the 15th, we've got the new Moon in Gemini. Both of those are square to your sign because these are mutable. In your mutable sign as well. And after the 1st of the year, next year, the nodes are going in your sign. So that's also going to be really impactful and powerful. And you still have Saturn and Neptune dipping in and out of your sign. So if you did want to get that year ahead reading, I mean, we'll talk about all that. But I want to say, because we have this ace, well, it could be the ace of the 1st too. The 1st is the new moon, the 1st of the month, and it's the new moon victory. But I feel more like it's the 15th. That if you've been kind of in a funk and you've been kind of wanting to just be alone and not be around people, because it could be the Mercury retrograde also, I want to say that full moon in Gemini, you know, that's going to be the breakout moment, because Mercury goes direct and all of a sudden you're just going to be, you know, feeling light and fun and more like the Knight of Cups. This could be a family gathering too, because technically the King of Cups and Knight of Cups, they're all in the same family, right? But the Cups energy is definitely your energy. You know, that's the water sign energy. It's interesting that we have both the Knight and the King. And I almost want to say like this is the older and the younger. So usually I don't. Usually I relate it more towards levels of maturity. But I want to say, so if you're in the younger generation, this could be, you know, your older person, your grandmother, grandfather, mother, father, whoever. They're kind of, you know, they're with you. You're kindred spirits, because you're both cups. There's something similar about you, and vice versa. If you're the older generation, that you might see one of these young kids running around and say, "Man, that one they remind me of me when I was little." Or you know, that there's this spark of this kindred spirit. I feel like that is the case. In other cases too, some of you maybe had a lot of plans, as we all do. We have all these plans and ambitions and whatnot when we're young. And that you might have think that, you know, you missed out with the Hermit, that you waited too long, and it can't happen for you now. But it can happen for you now. King of Cups and the Ace of Swords, lots of things. It could happen for you. It could happen to you. It could happen to me. It could happen to everyone eventually. Yeah, but it's rife. And here's the other thing. Because Saturn is in your sign. Saturn's been in your sign. And Saturn is in your sign, right? So Saturn favors the wise elder. There's a lot of energy around wise elder. With 2 hermits and the King of Cups, this is very much wise elder energy, okay? And Saturn favors that wise elder. Excuse me one second. So with Saturn in your sign, you know, the kind of the balls in your court, you've got that little bit of extra something mojo coming towards you. Again, no matter what your age, you may just have a really big appreciation for the wise elders in your family or your heritage, even if they're not alive anymore. You know, if they've passed on, that could be definitely a thing, because with the moon too, you could be having dreams about them or feeling them around and the energy around them, and you know, they are still, in some cases, they're still here. They're still watching over you. They're still, you know, showing that guiding light. They want to. The Hermit is holding that lantern because he's got that guiding light. They've got the wisdom. They're showing the path. There's deep contemplation going on now. It's the, you know, in the northern hemisphere, that's the quiet of the solstice, is the quiet of the darkness. It's the darkest day of the year, and there is a peace and a tranquility and we're meant to honor it. You know. Okay, let's go ahead and get the animal totem. Well, it's not the hangman, it's the possum. But possum is very much akin to the hangman. And it's very similar. It's about waiting, meditating, contemplation. The possums are very highly evolved spiritual animals. And I feel like for some of you, it could be some sort of shamanic journeying or something like that. You know, where you may even, you know, go on an astral travel with the possum energy. I don't know. Dreamer of dreams, seer of visions. Yeah, so this is highly spiritual all around. Pause. Create space for enlightenment. Breathe. Keep your plans and ideas private. Know when to assert yourself and when to play dead. The time is going to come this month, it looks like, where you will be asserting yourself, though. That's not out of the question. And it's going to be on one of these newer full moons or something. And you definitely have some higher guidance or higher beings, wise elders with you, backing you up. You know, they're walking right into it. They're there with you. They're backing you up. Okay, let's get our lots of love. We have martyr. Yeah, well, don't be a martyr. I'm not seeing that here, but, you know, we all can slip into that. You know, we can all slip into that martyr victimhood. Don't say it's too late. It's not too late. Too late, baby, now it's too late. Though we really did. Affirmative. Try to make it something inside. Well, that is saying it's too late. But this is not saying that. This is saying, as the wise elder, you're finally stepping into your true power. Okay, get out while the getting's good. Well, maybe some things you want to get out of, but take your time. Overall, take your time. Go into contemplation. It's a good time for meditation, contemplation, getting dreams and visions, getting downloads, connecting with wise elders, connecting with your own higher self or the wise elder within you. Feeling that, drawing strength from their power. You know, this is what I'm getting off this spread. All right, Pisces. Well, thanks so much for tuning in. I hope you have a great holiday season and a great month of December. Don't forget about that year ahead reading. This is the last chance to get that holiday reading, or that year ahead reading, I should say. And it won't be available again till next year. It's one of a kind. I don't offer anything like it either the whole year through, where you get astrology and tarot broken down into 4 quarters. So check it out if you're interested. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Have a great holiday season. I wish you all the best, and we'll be back again next month. If you like my readings, you can head over to Patreon too and do a weekly. There is weekly readings available over there. Hope you have a great holiday season. Support your independent creators, and I'll be back again soon with another video. Till then, remember, you are love and beauty incarnate. Bye.